Islam Sheikh Dwayne Bafabay. Islam. It is July the 24th, 2023. I am 50 years old. And I'm smiling because I wasn't smiling a few moments ago. When I'm casting spells and sending commands of death to unclean, unnatural, abomination spirits, that such as what is spoke of in the Holy Bible, which was made public law, 1982. I'm pretty sure it was 1982, the year of 1982. The Holy Bible was made public law. In Matthew, in the book of Matthew and the book of Mark, it speaks of how Jesus was casting out unclean, unnatural spirits. So when I am sending spells or commands, because I now realize as I grow spiritually, I can command. It's not so. Prayers are commands, I think, but it's still prayer is an energy where it could be as a energy field to like you praying to something outside yourself to help you um, um, to help you receive what you would like. But what I'm working on, Sheikh Dwayne Bafabay, is knowing who I am and harmonizing with the energy fields that has always been, is, was, and have always been, which consists of the spirits of water, wind, fire, water, and earth, the cosmos. So by me realizing and continuing to have understanding what that is in reference to and how it applies to me, I realized that I could command. I'm sending a command out. As the more and more I learn how to harmonize, the more and more I'm able to command. So, so it's not to remove prayer, but what my spirit is telling me is to focus on harmonization. And as I focus on harmonization, I'm able to command, because what is as above, so below. Isn't that what you spoke of and you taught me? Which I read this in the Kabbalion. It's interesting, Sheikh Dwayne Bafabay, when I before I met you. So I'm gonna start back. So my consciousness changed in 20 and I have my hair up like this is because I gotta go earn money today at Burger King, and I have to put on the cap. Put on the Burger King cap. And I try to say love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Anyway, uh, when my consciousness changed around 2010, and where I awoke, and I innately, it's like I felt an energy field upon me that wasn't supposed to be there, but naturally I wanted to think better, live better. I wanted my health. I started to focus more on my health, and then I started to focus more on what people would say magic. I mean, I never ever in my life would go to spiritual shops or esoteric shops, I think they would say, or these shops where they would sell different forms of trinkets, crystals, a lot of crystals, um, herbs, and that you burn. I mean, I went from shops that were focusing on, I would say, European. They had a variety. They had definitely tarot cards. I brought tarot cards, but the tarot cards I brought were from Louisiana, from anyway, it's a long story. Then I brought so I would go to those shops that were looked to be owned by Europeans or pale skins. I would say pale skins. And then I would go to the West End. This is in Atlanta, Georgia, to the Yoruba shops. I didn't know they were Yoruba, but they had a lot of statues of Yoruba, maybe from Nigeria, Orissas, and it had a totally different energy field, but yet they sold some of the same things, and I would buy things from there. And then, those were the two main shops. Then I also went to a shop where I think they were from, I'm not sure, but they had locks. This was in Lithonia. So I was just visiting different shops that had some of the same things, but not, but definitely the pale skin shops didn't have the statues of Orissas and Yoruba. They didn't, but they did have statues and Egyptian artifacts and so forth, or things like that. But they didn't have, let me say, the pale skins did not have the Yoruba statues, the Orissas that I saw back in when my consciousness changed, that I went to, the stores I went to. But in West End and Lithonia, I remember Yoruba. I might not have seen, I'm trying to focus on, did I see exactly Egyptian drums? Definitely there was drums. Egyptian, I might have, and sort of, but I think my focus was on the Orissas and the Yoruba statues, and buying herbs from there. Like, there's this tree bark that you can chew on to keep your teeth clean. I would go down there to get that. They had different flavors, and I would just be chewing. I would buy like a stack of them, and I would just have them and chew on them. And I never thought of doing stuff like that. Now I do remember some of the people, or not people, but males that would be outside of my father's establishment, when he owned his own business, selling these sticks. But I think I tried, but I don't think I actually, like, it's like, oh, okay, I liked it. And it's like, okay, it's nice taste. But when my consciousness changed, I got like a stack, and I was just walking around. And what's interesting is my aunt, they never said anything to me. Now, when I definitely had the crystals, I would think they would ask, but it's like she didn't. It's like she ignored it. I don't know. So anyway, so moving forward, so this was in 2010, okay? And this was like a rush of energy. So, and I was pouring libations, and then I was I was meditating, prayer, deep breathing, and so forth. So 2013 came around. Now I did see, I'm going to remind you, Sheik Dwayne Bafabay, in Lithonia, I saw your page. I think it was Facebook. I did see, because I was looking at different ways to do certain things in reference as a Moor, and establishing myself as a naturalized Moor and my children. So I was definitely searching, and somehow I think anyway, I came across your page maybe once or twice, and then I would like glance through it, and I was looking at you, I was like, he's interesting looking. I didn't know exactly, but I did, I was like, who, but that was pretty much, except for one time when I noticed, I thought you might have been from Jamaica. I mean, no, I did not know you were from Jamaica. I didn't have a thought of you were from Jamaica. I was pouring Jamaican rum, excuse me. Let me back up. I had the urge to get Jamaican rum to pour libations, and for cleansing the atmosphere. So I would put the Jamaican rum in my mouth, and I'll do it in the back, and then I will pour the libations. Islam. So and once again, these were energies and thoughts that were coming, that I was experiencing very, 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 very fast. But what happened? It was something, I don't know. I was experiencing a lot of anguish, some anguish, not a lot. And I looked at your page, and I noticed for the first time it said Jamaica. And I was like, oh, he is from Jamaica. I was like, oh, okay. So that was it. Then when I'm in 2013 in North Carolina, this was in Lithonia. In North Carolina, maybe I looked at your page before I moved to Lithonia when I was in Kennesaw, maybe once. or twice, because once again I was trying to reestablish myself as a naturalized Moor, reclaiming birth, as I implement my birthrights and inheritance that has already been there, but I didn't know. So we are definitely implementing our naturalized, as naturalized Moors, our birthrights and inheritance. And in that, we don't want to amalgamate with those who don't have birthrights or inheritance, whether they are unclean, unnatural abomination spirits in the bodies of blacks, African American, Negro, male and female, they and their offspring, the Mongoloid from South Central America, Mexico, the pale skin, the Mongoloid, or that which looked to be from different parts of Islamic countries, the Africans from different parts of the continent of Africa, or wherever they may be from, that's unclean, unnatural abominations in spirit. So that is just a innate energy, wherever they may come from. Is to not want to amalgamate your birthrights and inheritance, and as you continue to claim them, because you are on a high frequency, I realize it comes with many that learn that, or maybe it comes with the awakening of I. And let me say that, of my consciousness and who I am.